The following contains major spoilers for 13 Reasons Why Season 2. It's been a couple of weeks since 13 Reasons Why returned to Netflix, and the show has continued to live up to its reputation as one of the streaming site's most controversial and hard-hitting dramas. The second season continued to retrospectively explore Hannah Baker's story, as her friends, family and classmates took to the stand to give their versions of events. There were numerous subplots running parallel to the Baker vs. Liberty High trial, Jessica finding the courage to speak up about her sexual assault, Alex trying to piece together his lost memories, Zach finally standing up to his teammates, and Tyler becoming increasingly alienated. And after that tense and emotional roller coaster of a finale, it's safe to say we've got questions for a potential third season. 13 of them, in fact. 1. Was Hannah actually a physical presence or just a figment of Clay's imagination? It feels strange for a contemporary show so rooted in reality to go down the ghost route. Nobody else could see Hannah except Clay, but it's never entirely clear whether he's actually seeing her in the flesh or whether his interactions with her are taking place purely in his mind. It becomes more confusing when in a scene in the finale Hannah quite literally walks into the light. It's either hard-hitting reality or poetic fantasy. A show like this can't be both. 2. How did nobody know about Hannah and Zach's summer of love? The romance between these two was perhaps the best-kept secret of Season 1. Mainly because their relationship was portrayed as a brief flirtation that Zach squandered and later regretted. How they wandered around town together and never bumped into their friends is anyone's guess. 3. Will Bryce ever get his comeuppance? Fans have been waiting since the end of Season 1 for Bryce to face the consequences of his many assaults on girls. But while Season 2 toyed with the idea that he might face jail time, ultimately all he received was 3 months of probation, not nearly enough punishment for his crimes. 4. How are Clay and Tony going to help Tyler through his trauma? Following that devastating and graphic assault scene in the finale, an ostracized Tyler armed himself with an arsenal of weapons, heading to the school dance to exact his revenge. Thankfully, Clay intercepted him outside and managed to talk Tyler down before he did anything he couldn't come back from. Clay and Tony couldn't save Hannah, but they've got a second chance to help Tyler, if he'll let them. 5. Will Monty and his followers face retribution? Bryce was a frightening enough villain, but the writers outdid themselves with the even more vile and violent Montgomery. This is a series that desperately needs to show that justice can be delivered. Bryce hasn't received full punishment, but maybe Montgomery will. 6. Does Jessica's heart lie with Justin or Alex? Just when it looked like Jessica had chosen to give Alex another chance, she shared an intimate encounter with Justin in the boys' changing room. She's young and conflicted, sure, but both Justin and Alex are emotionally vulnerable in different ways. A love triangle is the last thing any of them need. 7. What's Seth going to do to Justin? With the Jensens officially adopting him, Justin finally had a loving family to support him. So, of course, Seth had to be sitting outside the Jensens' house in the dark, watching Justin with a murderous look in his eyes. 8. Can Justin get clean? Seth isn't the only threat to Justin's life. His drug addiction is still a very real problem. Looks like Clay will have to enlist Sherry and her magic withdrawal kit again. 9. Is this the last we'll see of Mr. Porter? Student counselor Kevin Porter was fired in the penultimate episode, which would indicate that his part in the story is over. But given he'd red-flagged Tyler as an at-risk kid, could Porter be the one to aid Clay and Tony with their mission to help him? 10. Will Mrs. Baker be able to move on now? Unable to salvage their marriage after Hannah's suicide, the Bakers separated and Andy moved in with another woman. Yet it feels like it's Olivia, Hannah's mom and tireless campaigner, who really deserves to move forward and find some happiness. Perhaps Tony can set her up on a date with someone from the boxing club. 11. Will Chloe go ahead with her pregnancy? Much to everyone's frustration, Chloe chose Bryce over the truth. Her confession that she's pregnant does shine a light on why she couldn't betray him, but that doesn't mean she'll want to have his baby. Assuming he's the baby daddy, that is. 12. Why didn't Justin know about the clubhouse? This is the big question everyone's asking and the main plot hole in season 2. Are we supposed to believe that the entire sports team knew about it, except Justin? He was Bryce's best friend, of course he'd have known. 13. Is this really the end of Hannah's story? Hannah strolled into the white light, finally disappearing from Clay's life. At this point, it feels like Hannah's story is pretty neatly wrapped up. Featuring her in any further flashbacks would be rehashing what's already been explored. There are only so many skeletons and secrets a teenage girl can have in her closet. And one more, for luck, will there be a third season? All of these questions are based on the assumption that there will be a third season of 13 Reasons Why. The writers have certainly left many of the characters' stories open-ended, meaning there's potential to explore Tyler's trauma, as well as the fallout of everything that happened at the school dance. All eyes are on you, Netflix. More, from Twin Peaks to Bontemps, TV's American Small Towns ranked from worst to best. More, 8 of the most unexpected TV couples. More, why the end of the ******ing world is the best show you'll watch all year. Save.